Hey y'all, Mr. Loosley here. I'm going to show you how to find and post visuals to your multimedia page. Now, a visual can be a video, and I'm here on YouTube, but it can also be an image, and I'm going to use Google Images to find some possibilities. These are not my original creations. Those would be something that I made, but I need some found images for my page as well. So I'm going to show you how to find a few good options. Let's take a look on YouTube first. I'm going to search for my book, The Land of Stories by Chris Colfer. I'm putting his name in here because I want to make sure that I'm finding items related to the book, not just, television versions or movie versions of the book. Remember, your focus is on the novel itself. So, Land of Stories, Chris Colfer turns up some possibilities. I'm going to look through my options. Here's Chris Colfer discussing writing his novel.
It was a promise I made myself when I was 10 because I kind of came up with the story then and promised myself that one day if I ever had the opportunity that I would get it published. And luckily, thanks to success with Glee, I was able to do that. But it really didn't take me too long to write it.
So this looks pretty good. Alternatively, I could find an interview with him here. This is a different interview. Two good possibilities for interview. Let me see if I can find a book trailer. That's an interesting search to come up with sometimes. A book trailer is usually created by a fan. So here's an unofficial book trailer. This looks pretty slickly produced, and it includes lots of art that relates to the novel. I've got a couple good options. I think I'm going to go with this one. So this book trailer, let me copy the URL. That's going to be the key to getting it on my page, is posting it in its URL. And to add it to my page, I need to add it as external media. This video is located on YouTube. It's not going to be hosted on my portfolio. I'm not going to upload it anywhere. I'm going to let YouTube continue to host it. So that makes it external media. You should always start by changing your title. Land of Stories, put that in quotes, book trailer. Now, to embed the video on your page so it plays for people who come to your page, you paste the URL into this URL or embed code box. You have an option to set the height or width. I'm just going to see how it comes up on its own first. And I've got the Land of Stories book trailer right here. Let me say I want to go back and make this a little wider. It's coming out at 500. Let's say it's too wide for my column. I'm going to change this to 400. And there it is, a little smaller. So if I need to make it fit in my column, that width function is good. When viewers press play, they are taken straight to YouTube. One nice factor of embedding a video in your page is that it comes automatically with the link. This is not something you need to source your citation for because the link is automatically included. Anybody who comes to your page can open the link. But I do want to include some kind of explanation of it. So I'm going to put a text box in with no title and add an explanation. This book trailer for the Land of Stories features, and you could describe the book trailer there. It's good to include a little bit about why you picked this video over the dozens of other videos available to you. Shows up here with no title, but when we see it on the display page, it appears as a caption. So that's how to add a video from YouTube to your page as a visual. But let's say I want something different. I'm going to look for Land of Stories fan art. I mean, obviously we could find the book cover. That's not going to be tough. A search for Land of Stories on Google Images is going to bring up the cover of the book in many different forms and some other more interesting things. Here's a map. Here is a picture of the author surrounded by copies of the novel. All those look useful, but to find something a little different, I'm going to search for fan art. And fan art is going to turn up lots of possibilities created by other fans. Since we're making a fan page, that seems to fit. So looking through the possibilities, I see some pretty cool stuff here. This is an interesting image. The author, Chris Colfer, on one side, split with one of the characters on the other side. I'm going to use this image. So to download it, I am going to not download just this small version of the image. I want the full deal. So I'm going to go to view the image and save it from there. Saving the image to my hard drive. Let's give it a decent name, fan art, and save it. I am then going to make certain that I copy this URL because I do need to paste my citation into my page too. So back on my portfolio, I'm going to edit my page to include an image. And this image is Land of Stories fan art. Let me upload that. I don't, this is not my own file, but I am going to cite it properly, which takes care of some of those concerns. I know I saved it as fan art. That might make it a little easier to find. There it is. And in it goes. Okay, fits nicely on my page. Let me include a caption with the URL. I'm going to take out the title so it appears with no title and paste in my link. Now, if you paste in your link as is, it might be that the long link spreads all the way across the page. It might even run off onto the side of your page, making it too wide to use. Let's do this instead. Let's cut it here and insert a link. This chain is going to give me the option to insert the URL and replace it with image source. And that's going to add a link to my image. I'll add a caption too above it. I enjoyed this fan art for Colfer's Land of Stories, which I found at the link below. Might be nice to see if we can find an author to credit for this link. Going back to the YouTube page, I can go to the page on which it appears and see if I can find a source for it. The Land of Stories fan art from readers around the world. It's by Connor and Alex. You know, I don't know how helpful that is ultimately. Connor and Alex is not a real specific source, so I think the image source page is probably the best citation I can provide. So I'm going to hit save. And I am going to check out my page. Now I've got two pieces of fan art, my Land of Stories fan art and my book trailer for my page. So a couple ways to add images, found images or found videos, both of which count as visuals to your page. And that's taking care of a couple of my requirements for my multimedia page.